Teach you to turn that thing up.
You listening to the mirror of my soul. Hope you look into this mirror and see gold.
Check this sign out for me. At these. Cause what's your name? My name Eli. Antoine. Okay. Cause what we're doing, the whole point of this mission right now is for our people to identify who they are according to the Bible. The so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans of today, we are the Israelites according to the Bible. We are God's chosen people according to the Bible. According to the Bible, these names right here are our biblical names.
Bring it up.
On the other side are the names we picked up from our slave masters through captivity. So now we have to discern and we have to separate the bull crap from righteousness. You understand? So we go get the book of Deuteronomy chapter 1 and verse 1. This is how we identify who we are according to the Bible and show proof in the book that we are God's chosen people, the Israelites. Read what you got.
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 1 and verse 1. These be the words which Moses spake unto all Israel.
So according to the Bible in the book of Deuteronomy, he's speaking to all Israel, right? Read it again.
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 1 and verse 1. These be the words which Moses spake unto all Israel.
These be the words which Moses spake unto all these people that are called the Israelites according to the Bible. Now let's get Deuteronomy 28 and verse 1. Let's get the book of Deuteronomy chapter 28 and verse 1.
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28 and verse 1.
So remember, through the whole course of the chapter of Deuteronomy, he's talking to those people on this sign right here, the so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans of today. Read.
And it shall come to pass, if thou shalt hearken diligently unto the voice of the Lord thy God.
He said, if you listening to the voice of the Lord thy God, that's what hearken means. Read.
To observe and to do all his commandments, which I command thee this day, that the Lord thy God shall set thee on high above all nations of the earth.
He said, if we do what God tell us to do, he gonna set us on high above all nations. Honestly, the blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, do you feel like we set above all nations today? You do? What makes you say that? Are you saying it because you know honestly we are the greatest people in the world? That's probably why you're saying it. Yeah, okay. And that's good, because we are. But if you look at the reality of the situation, we're not. We're not set above all nations of the earth. Because if we was, the blacks, the Hispanics, and Native Americans of today would be in rulership. Because that's what he means when he say we're supposed to be set above all nations on the planet Earth. We're supposed to be governing the neighborhoods, the communities. We're supposed to be in rulership. We're supposed to be the owners of the stores, the owners of the plantations that we got out here, the factories. All these things, we're supposed to be the owners of that. So if we was truly set above all nations on the planet of the earth, there would be us up there, and the other nations would be our handmaids and servants. They would be our workers.
What?
Read what you got again.
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28 and verse 1. And it shall come to pass, if thou shalt hearken diligently unto the voice of the Lord thy God, to observe and to do all his commandments, which I command thee this day, that the Lord thy God will set thee on high above all nations of the earth.
And he'll set you on high if you do these things. But what happens if we don't do these things? You got an idea? Like it's basically, what happens if you don't listen to God? You get punished.
Right.
And through the punishment declares who the Israelites truly are. Let's get verse 15.
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28 and verse 15.
Because right now, this is the flip side according to the Bible. Read.
But it shall come to pass, if thou wilt not hearken unto the voice of the Lord thy God.
So now he's telling you what's going to happen if you do not listen to the voice of the Lord thy God. Read.
To observe, to do all his commandments and his statutes, which I command thee this day.
In 2020, in the month of November, this day, read.
That all these curses,
And all these what?
curses,
All these what?
curses shall come up on thee and overtake thee.
All these curses gonna come upon you and overtake you. Let's get the book of Baruch chapter 1 and verse 19. All these curses gonna come upon you and overtake you if you do not listen to God. So that's why you got the prophets out here right now trying to command our people and bid our people to really come to the law, statutes, and commandments and listen, because it is very important. You know what I'm saying? That's good that you got your cousin teaching you these things, but it's a little bit more. You got to start reacting to it. You got to start applying these things. Read what you got.
The book of Baruch, chapter 1 and verse 19.
Read.
Since the day that the Lord brought our forefathers out of the land of Egypt.
So since the day our Lord brought our forefathers out of the land of Egypt, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, read.
Until this present day.
Until this present day, read.
We have been disobedient.
We have been disobedient. We always been disobedient. We was breaking God's laws then, just like we breaking God's laws now.
Right.
We weren't following the statutes then, just like we're not following the statutes now. Read.
We have been disobedient unto the Lord our God, and we have been negligent in not hearkening, not hearing his voice.
We've been negligent into not listening to the Most High God. We don't care. A lot of our people walk up and down and they be like, man, honestly, the hell with what they talking about.
Right.
But we can't be like that, because that's what got us in the position we in the first place. That's what sent us to slavery on slave ships. Keep reading.
Verse 20. Wherefore the evils cleaved unto us.
So what happened?
The evils cleaved unto us.
That's what he's speaking about in verse 15 when he say these curses shall come upon thee and overtake thee. He say therefore the evils cleaved unto us. Read.
And the curse.
And the what?
The curse.
And the curses of Deuteronomy chapter 28. Read.
Which the Lord appointed by Moses his servant at the time that he brought our fathers out of the land of Egypt.
At the time he brought our fathers out of the land of Egypt. Let's go back to Deuteronomy 28. So now you got the understanding that the Bible says if we don't listen to God, as the Israelites, the so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans of today, that we would be cursed, right? You got that part. Okay, let's go through some of the curses. Let's get verse 47. No, let's get verse 46. Because see, the whole subject matter right now in the chapter 28 is the curses. Because he said if you don't listen, these curses go come upon you.
Right.
But if you do listen, blessings was go come upon you. But right now we being disobedient. We was disobedient then and we disobedient now. Let's get verse 46.
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28, verse 46. And they,
meaning and the curses, read,
shall be upon thee for a sign.
You said you're not Antoine, right? He said these curses go be upon Antoine for what?
For a sign.
For a sign. How would you, if I needed to know where you was at right now, what would you tell me so I can find you? GPS. You a GPS, and how would I work the GPS? What would you give me?
Directions, instructions.
And where do those directions and instructions come from? The signs, right? You'll be like, look, man, I'm on the corner where the sick go at. I'm on Winchester and Mill Branch. You know, it's signs, because it's
Valero.
right by the Valero, because it's identifying exactly where you are. These curses is identifying exactly who we are, according to the Bible. Read that again.
And they,
and the curses
shall be upon thee,
me and you, and the rest of the blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans of today. Read.
For a sign.
For a sign. Read.
And for a wonder.
And for a wonder, because I know you always wonder why we get the short end of the stick.
Right.
Why these things always happen to us? Why we the first five, last hide? Why we getting gunned down and ain't no justice being talked about?
Right.
These things happening because of our disobedience, and now we're under a curse. Read.
for a sign and for a wonder, and upon thy seed forever.
And upon thy seed forever. These things gonna be upon thy seed forever. So let's go upon these curses. Let's get verse 16.
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28 and verse 16.
Because see, what I want to do is see if these curses bring forth memories to you or they remind you of something. Read.
Cursed shalt thou be in the city, and cursed shalt thou be in the field.
It don't matter where we go, Chicago, Detroit, Ohio, Memphis, anywhere we go, who will be considered a cursed people in the city? Blacks.
Right.
Then if you look in certain areas, you'll see our fellow brothers, the Hispanics.
What?
You feel what I'm saying? That's what I'm saying. Down on Brooks, all the way down this way, we cursed in the city. We populate the poverty level that's in our community.
Right.
We the ones the drugs hitting the most. We the ones the diseases hitting the most.
Right.
House trampled down.
Right.
You got a nice house, but right next door is a house where crackheads going in and out.
Bring it out.
Because we a cursed nation. And he said curse was gonna be where?
Cursed shalt thou be in the city.
And we was gonna be cursed in the city. So that's what's going on. It's showing that we cursed in the city right now. So, but he said it was gonna happen to the Israelites.
Right.
But hey, that's kind of happening to us, right? We gotta start connecting the dots. Read.
So how my cousin said we Jews.
Right, we are the Jews. We are the Jews. We are the original people. We are the Jews.
That's right.
We are God's chosen people.
Right.
Let's get the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28, and go to verse where we a proverb by word. Yep, 37. You on point.
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28, verse 37.
See, this how that happened. That you didn't know that we was the real Jews, because I didn't know until my folks told me. Just like you ain't know till cuz told you. Read.
And thou shalt become an astonishment.
He said the curse of our people is that the Israelites, the so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, we was going to become an astonishment.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? We're an astonished nation to not know who we are according to the Bible. Everybody else knows, so they looking at us like, man, look at these niggas. They don't know they God's chosen people.
Right.
They don't know they the real Jews. Keep reading.
A proverb.
A proverb. A proverb is a wise saying. Like, you know, niggas love chicken. Niggas love watermelon. Niggas always on CP time, color people time. Niggas always late. Those things are proverbs that came amongst our people because we disobeyed God's laws. And what else?
A proverb. And a byword.
And a byword, meaning two words. You a byword, like African American.
Right.
You feel what I'm saying? They didn't tell you was the Jews because of our disobedience became another name. Now we don't know who we are according to the Bible. Get Isaiah 1 and verse 3. Get Isaiah 1 and verse 3. Because see, we have to understand these things. Read what you got.
The book of Isaiah, chapter 1 and verse 3. The ox knoweth his owner.
A dumb animal like an ox, he knows his owner. Read.
And the ass his master's crib.
Another dumb animal, the ass knows where he live at. You can take him anywhere, he gonna find his way back home. Read.
Right.
But Israel
But the Israelites, the so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans of today,
doth not know. My people doth not consider.
and we do not know that we the real Jews according to the Bible. We God's chosen people.
Right.
And we don't even consider that we the real Jews of the Bible. And we God's chosen people. And therefore, we don't even try to research it and look it up. But according to the Bible, we are. You see this right here? Get Jeremiah 14 and 2. You see this right here? You a so-called African American, right? So you would be from the tribe of Judah. What you think the short term or the root word of Judah is? Jew. You see what I'm saying? Just like if your name was Jonathan and you know amongst your friends you'd be like, man, just call me John. We always had short-term words for ourselves.
Right.
So the short-term word for Judah would be Jew. So let's go to the book of Jeremiah to see what color the Jews is. This is the beginning of your the answer to your question. Read what you got.
The book of Jeremiah, chapter 14 and verse 2. Judah mourning.
Judah mourning. The American blacks, we mourning. We hurt right now because of the atrocity that's going on with our people.
Right.
Our people constantly getting gunned down, beat up, killed for no reason. Then it's no justice. Read.
And the gates thereof languish.
In the Bible, when it speak about the gates thereof language, it means the people of the rulers of our people, they failed us. Because see, in the Bible, at the gates, we always had leaders, governors, wise men, and they watched over the nation of the people. You ain't got to get it. We can stay where we at. So that's what it means by the gates thereof language. The rulership, like the so-called Jesse Jackson, Al Sharpton, he don't look out for our best interests in heart. He don't really fight for us because our leadership has fallen. And that's what the curse of the Bible telling us. Read.
Judah mourning, and the gates thereof languish. They are black.
You hear what he said about Judah? The Jews? He said they are what?
They are black.
They are what?
They are black.
The real Jews, according to the Bible, are what?
Black.
Are black. Read.
Unto the ground.
Unto the ground. Because when God made us, he made us from the dust of the ground. Just like you see this right here, that's light brown. Then you dig a little deeper, you get a darker brown. You keep digging and digging until you meet the bottom where the soil is black.
Right.
Those are the shades of brown that the Most High God created man out of his image in.
Bring it up.
So the Jews are black according to the Bible. But let's see about the so-called Jewish people. Get Revelation 2 and 9. Because that's just showing you that the so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans of today, we don't know that we the Israelites, and we damn sure don't know we the real Jews according to the Bible. Because in all the images, what they do, they show us that the Jews, the so-called Jews are the so-called white men.
Right.
That's a lie. And the Bible told us that. Read what you got.
The book of Revelation, chapter 2 and verse 9. I know thy works and tribulation.
He said, I know the works and the tribulation of the real Jews. Read.
And poverty.
And poverty, because if you look at the so-called Jewish people, they ain't in poverty. They own things. They own the media. They own the rap world, the rap game. They own everything. So it can't be talking about them, talking about they in poverty. They going through trouble. It can't be talking about them. Read.
But thou art rich.
But we are rich. The real Jews, the so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, because we was given God's laws, statutes, and commandments. And we have the right to the eternal life. Keep reading.
And I know the blasphemy.
Now here go the kicker part. He said he know the lies of what?
Of them which say they are Jews.
Of the people that's over there saying they are Jewish, because the term ISH means pertaining to or to be like. He said, I know the blasphemy of what?
Of them which say they are Jews.
But what?
And are not.
You see that? The Bible telling you they ain't the real Jews according to the Bible. He said, I know the blasphemy of them that say they are Jews but are not. But what are they?
But are the synagogue of Satan.
They the seed of Satan.
Right.
They the deceivers the Bible speak of. They the devil the Bible speak of.
That's right.
That's proof in the Bible that our pastors don't read in the Christianity. They don't show us these things. That's why we got to come out of Christianity and come back into the Israelites.
That's right. The real world.
The real world. Get 3 and 9. I'm going to show you another one to prove that the real Jews according to the Bible are black men. Read.
The book of Revelation, chapter 3 and verse 9. Behold, I will make them of the synagogue of Satan.
He going to make the seed of Satan. Read.
Which say they are Jews.
That say they are Jewish. Read.
And are not.
But are what?
And are not.
They lying. They ain't the real Jews according to the Bible. Read.
But do lie. Behold.
What he say? They do what?
But do lie. Behold, I will make them to come and worship before thy feet.
He gonna make them come and bow down to your feet when that time comes.
That's what.
They ain't gonna be able to lie too much longer.
Is it gonna happen?
It's gonna happen. It's in process. It's in the making right now. That's why you see our brothers and sisters waking up into the laws of God, coming back into their true nationality, coming back to their heritage, because we lost that. Get Jeremiah 17 and 4. Through the curses, we have been picked off and we were scattered abroad. And now we don't know that we God's chosen people.
Right.
The blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans don't know that, according to the Bible, Christ is a black man.
That's right.
From the tribe of Judah.
Bring it up.
The original Jew. The head of the Jews. The king of Jews. Read what you got.
The book of Jeremiah, chapter 17 and verse 4. And thou, even thyself, shalt discontinue from thy inheritance.
He said, and thou even thyself, through the curses, we was discontinued from our heritage. That's why we don't know these things. That's why you was like, man, what's this I hear about us being the real Jews? Because we was discontinued from that thing because we went through the curses of Deuteronomy chapter 28, 15 on down to 68.
Right.
We went through these curses for our disobedience. Read.
And thou, even thyself, shalt discontinue from thy inheritance that I gave thee.
Because the Most High God gave us this heritage. He ain't dealing with no other nation.
Right.
That's why he's telling us to come back. That's why he keeps telling us to come back. Let's get back to Deuteronomy 28. We gonna go through some more curses that identify that we are God's chosen people.
Right.
Let's finish up on, let's go to 32. Jump to 32. I'm gonna show you another curse that show that we are the children of Israel.
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28, verse 32.
Read.
Thy sons and thy daughters shall be given unto another people.
Listen to this, sis. You see that beautiful baby right there? He said, our sons and daughters shall be given unto another people because of our disobedience.
Right.
This is a curse according to Deuteronomy. He said what?
Thy sons and thy daughters shall be given unto another people.
Your sons and daughters was going to be given to another people. It's happening now. All they got to do is look at my sister right here and say she is unfit and not deemed to be a parent to their child, and they can come take her.
Right.
That's all need to be happening. Somebody can just be riding. The devil, the enemy can just be riding right now and say, look, man, I seen that baby playing with rocks. She could have hurt herself. I don't think she this and that. And they can come try to take that baby.
Right.
It was happening, it's happening now, and it was happening in slavery.
That's right.
The roots. Look at all our old movies, Birth of a Nation. All these old slave movies where they was taking our kids and there wasn't nothing we can do about it. Keep reading.
And thine eyes shall look and fail with longing for them all the day long.
That's all we was able to do is just look and cry. Just look and cry. Right now, as these things happen to us, man, all we have to do is look and cry and fail with longing for them all the days long because we don't really have a lot of might to do certain things. Read what you got, and the scriptures go bring that out.
And there shall be no might in thine hand.
And there ain't gonna be no might in thine hand. We ain't have no physical might, no military might, or no economic might to try to get our children back when they was taken and sold to Master Charles in Virginia. Took over here to Master George in Massachusetts. You feel what I'm saying? Just like now, they just giving our kids, taking our kids away, doing all types of foolish things. Sex trafficking is on a high right now. Organ trafficking is on a high right now. They just taking our young men and women, taking the young girls and boys. They giving to another people. I'm going to show you some more curses because remember, these curses were showing who we are according to the Bible. That's how we know proof. It's like when you leave here, you ain't going to be able to say, my cousin told me I'm an Israelite. You're going to be able to show them just like I'm showing you.
Right.
You're going to be able to go to Deuteronomy chapter 28 and say, man, look, these curses identify that we are the children of God.
Yeah,
we the Israelites. Read what you got.
Right. The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28, verse 41. Thou shalt beget sons and daughters.
He's saying it again. We was going to have sons and daughters, but what?
But thou shalt not enjoy them.
But we ain't going to have time to enjoy them. A lot of us have sons and daughters right now, but we so oppressed as a nation of people, we don't have time to enjoy them.
Right.
We working 24 hours, literally, just to maintain, just to keep our head above water.
Right.
You get out one job and go to the next job just because we trying to find out how to keep our head above water, trying to maintain a stable household for the babies that we just had. That's oppression.
Right.
You see your co-workers more than you see your own family, more than you see your children, more than you see your wife. The school system raising your kids and then you wondering where they getting the 5 thoughts and actions from.
Right.
But it's coming because we are oppressed. We cursed as a nation of people. He said we gonna beget sons and daughters, and we ain't gonna be able to enjoy them. You ain't gonna have the opportunity to see your baby's first steps. hear your baby's first words. Hear your baby say, Daddy. You ain't gonna be able to say that. Because we oppressed. Because we disobey God's laws. That's why we gotta stop sinning. Read what you got again.
Thou shalt beget sons and daughters, but thou shalt not enjoy them. For they shall go into captivity.
Because they was gonna go into captivity. Just like if you check on her, where we at? Is this it?
Flip it over.
This one right here?
Yes, sir.
Look right here. Look down there at the bottom. Man, if you pay close attention, they got babies in the cotton field as little as her. You see how she picking her rocks? They was like, if she old enough to do that, she old enough to pick some cotton.
Come on now.
She old enough to get out there and work. They went straight into captivity when these things happened, when they was old enough to walk. That's what was going on with our people because of our disobedience to God's law, statutes, and commandments. Because we rejected his laws, he rejected us. Keep reading.
Verse 43. The stranger that is within thee shall get above thee very high.
And that's what's going on. Because through our disobedience, that's why they had the upper hand on us. That's why they had the upper hand on us, because he said the strangers go get above thee very high. Meaning the strangers, according to the Bible, is the other nations.
Right.
Not because you don't know this person's name and you never kicked with him, he a stranger. No. The strangers, according to the Bible, is the other nations.
Right.
The Arabs.
Right.
The East Indians.
Right.
The so-called white man.
Right.
Those are the strangers according to the Bible. He said, what they gonna do?
The stranger that is within thee shall get above thee very high.
He said they gonna get above us very high, meaning in rulership status.
Right.
Meaning they gonna be governing more things. They come over here, you've been living over here all your life, and it's hard for you to get along to try to get a business. They come over here 2 months, they got a business up and running like that. The East Indians got a subway just like that.
Right.
The Chinese nation got a habit walk just like that.
Right.
The Arabs get a gas, they got sickos all across the land just like that. Because they came up above us very high, and what happened to us?
And thou shalt come down very low.
And we came down very low. Get 3 holy children, verse 13 in the Bible, in the Apocrypha. They came up above us very high.
Get out.
But we came very low. Now we the bottom of the bottom. That's why don't no nations respect us. That's why we don't even respect ourselves. I think it's verse 14. Yep, verse 14. Read what you got.
The book of the songs of the 3 holy children. Verse 14. But we, O Lord, are become less than any nation.
That's what it means by they came up above us very high and we came down very low. He said we came less than any other nation. That's why they don't care about your life. That's why they can gun you down in front of your family, in front of your kids. Because they look at you as 3/4 of a man. You ain't even a real person. They said they done became what? We done became what?
For we, O Lord, are become less than any nation. And be kept under this day in all the world because of our sins.
Because of our what?
Because of our sins.
So these things only happening is because we sinning. That's why we done became less than any other nation, because of our transgressions.
We used to scream black power while heroin was pushed. But at the end of the day, nothing's in vain. IUIC has been given a vision. The tents of Judah has risen. Many has attempted the mission. Minor murmuring, omitting, and missing the mark. Just reading that he had the flame of fire in his eyes gave us the spark. We on Paul's mission. We out on the road. Purple and gold. From Mexico, Cuba, Haiti, Ghana, Sierra Leone. 144,000 boots banging, concrete crackling. These are our men repented at heart. The scriptures is proof. IUIC, we deliver the truth.